Madagascar is one of the most vulnerable countries in terms of climate hazards, especially at the coastline. It is directly exposed to alizés and receives the most important rainfall of 3,500 millimeters per year. Tropical cyclones followed by great floods figure among the phenomena of natural disasters cracking down the eastern part of Madagascar and triggering important damages. In 2014, 18 dead, 18,000 homeless, 2,300 displaced people, and more than 300 destroyed houses and public infrastructures were recorded in the district of Vohipeno in Ikongo. As for the southern part of the country, it is semi-desert with only 300 millimeters rainfall per year. The zone is actually subjected to the El Niño phenomenon, and dozens of deaths have been recorded since the beginning of the year. It is the reason why the Tandavanala NGO since 2003 assists vulnerable families through actions on sustainable development, especially in the southeast region. One of the NGO's governing values is to promote integrity according to the following holy scripture: Righteousness exalteth a nation. Proverbs 14:34. This is in order to contribute to making the country emerge with prosperity.
According to our experiences of more than 10 years of intervention, we notice that we cannot properly fight against poverty without addressing disaster and risk problems. Environmental approach can limit disaster consequences and then contribute to sustainable development.
The DRRSDE, Disaster Risk Reduction and Community Sustainable Development Empowerment Project, is an integrated action initiative aiming the risk and disaster prevention in the southeast region of Madagascar. It is financed by Kirk and Acti with technical support from Eco Corporation in the districts of Vohipeno, which is located in the southeast coastal zone in Ikongo, situated in the mountainous forest area. Damage to the coastal zone downstream is the result of environmental degradation, particularly to the vegetation cover in the upstream forest areas. With support from Kirk and Acti, Tandavanala started with training and revitalizing members of local committees for risk and natural disaster management in 10 rural communes from the 2 districts. 50 committees have been revitalized and are now functional with more than 500 active members. Given the importance of these committee tasks before, during and after cyclones, Tandavanala supports them on 3 levels: capacity building, organization, and equipment. Each committee receives training on their roles and responsibilities.
Our role is to sensitize the population in case of natural disaster. For example, in case of flooding, we advise people to move higher to secured places. We also sensitize people on reforestation and soil protection.
In collaboration with those committee members, soil defense and restoration activities have been promoted in mountainous forest areas. 12 showcase sites have been developed with participation of villagers. This is in order to reduce erosion risk for the future. This year, for more than 120,000 bursts of strains of anti-erosion plants such as vetiver have been planted. They will serve as protection for the watersheds against erosion caused by heavy rains. Also, hundreds of bamboo and other anti-erosion plants are grown on the shores to avoid the enlargement of the river, which may one day reach the village and the surrounding roads. Other types of young plants were also produced. For this, 3 big plant nurseries were created and 120,000 young plants will be distributed to the community members. In addition, various activities about education and communication have been planned and implemented. Based on the Communication for Development approach, they were defined in a joint communication plan on risk and natural disaster management. About 30 radio broadcasts were distributed to radio stations operating in the intervention zone. Tandavanala has also initiated collaboration with the National Direction for Education by integrating primary school pupils in sensitization on risk and natural disaster management. More than 150 school children in 5 communes of the Hipano district were chosen and mobilized to reinforce the community awareness campaign. And finally, one added value brought by the small-scale project, generously supported by Kirk and Acti, is the sustainable empowerment of the community members. Given the high rate of illiteracy in the region, the project had to plan for a literacy campaign for poor and illiterate people. 180 illiterate persons were recorded before the project, the majority of whom never attended primary school for lack of resources and isolation of the area. At present, they are literate and educated. Thanks to the DRRSDE project, which has started at the end of 2015, more than 1,200 households, or about 8,000 people, were touched by sensitization activities and will be able to progressively and successfully address any potential risk or natural disaster. Despite the abundance of rains, which caused floodings this year, the project area has recorded no victims.
Cooperation in Madagascar has worked with Tandavanala since 2006 through at least the implementation of 3 projects. We were very satisfied on the result of those projects. That's why we are willing to implement together with Kerkinacsi this new DRR project. We've seen through this video that many things have been done, but still all needs of local communities are not reached yet. So we are very pleased to invite you to join us in order to keep this very exciting and humanitarian development process continuing. Thank you so much for your willingness and then for your cooperation.
It is essential to both consolidate the positive change in the coastal zone and initiate some emergency actions in the south. It is certainly a new challenge for us for a solid, sustainable development.